Hello. I'm going to wait till a few more people join, or any people join, because it is noon on Saturday, and today I am going live from my studio in my home. And today is Show Me Saturday. It looks like I have a couple of viewers. Hi, how are you? I see Joe Claire. Hi, Joe Claire. And I see Rue. Hi, Rue. And today I have a special guest with me. It's my bestie Jennifer. You guys should know her from the lives by now. Hi, Hamali. Actually, Hamali, I'm in the same room. I just have a different angle on the camera today. Super fancy. Jennifer is here today, and she is going to be on her phone watching the live. She is an admin on the group. John says hi, Jennifer.
Hi.
Hi, John, from both of us. So if Jennifer comments back to you, hey, Joe Claire, it's Jennifer Richardson, and she is helping me out today because my husband is actually gaming with his friends. I know how important game days are to him. Not like football game days, but like D&D kind of game days. I am not a gamer myself, but I am very nerd adjacent, and I love that. My husband's friends all say that he married outside the family, the gamer family, and he totally did. But our skills work really well together. I actually have a Throwback Thursday post coming up where, hello, Jennifer, and hello, Jennifer. And he made a prop for one of his cosplay outfits, and I helped tape it off so that he could paint it. And he and a friend of his looked at it and said, "Can she just tape everything for us?" And I said, no. Because it was a pain in the tuchus. Okay, so today I am having Show Me Saturday, so I'm going to show you a bunch of stuff that I have made previously, and I'm going to show you some of the pieces that are going to post in my offer post later today, which I'm super excited about because they're really big or really new, and they haven't really been posted before. Oh, Joe Claire, I am the chess nerd in the family. My sister and I used to play it, from the time we could understand the directions and instructions up through the rest of our lives. We played it maybe once a week to once a month, depending. So yeah, I'd rather play chess. Chris would not. So we don't. Well, Hamali, you know, as an artist, the way you get better at something, because she says, I wish I was better at chess. The way you get better at something is you practice. Practice, practice, practice. Keep doing it. Find a friend who will play chess with you. And I learned to play chess by losing a lot, but I'm better at it now. I am not world champion material in chess by any stretch of the imagination. No, I suck compared to those people. Looks like we got Cousin Tim with us. Hi, Cousin Tim. Okay, so today, Show Me Saturday. My name is Susan Holt, and I am an artist. I'm going to take you to the kind of the Wayback Machine on some of the items that I have to show you today. And I'll work my way forward in timeline because I think it's going to be fun and you're going to understand my art brain a little bit better. In 2005, I graduated from Arizona State University with my Bachelor's of Fine Arts degree with a ceramics emphasis. Yes, ceramics emphasis. Here's one of my little pots that I made. Little inkwell, little mustard pot. It's good for, it's very decorative on the shelf that I keep it on. So, yes, I do have a ceramics degree. Oh, and When I was 18, I went to Northern Arizona University. Thanks, Joe Claire. I think it's pretty cute too. And I hated it. I was not ready to go to college by any stretch of the imagination. So I decided to drop out. Thanks, Molly. I love ceramics too. I like collecting them. I like making them. They're so fun. So I dropped out. I went and I had a life. And when I married my husband, a couple years into us being married, he got a job at ASU, Arizona State University. So we were living, ASU's in Tempe, and we were living in Glendale, which is across town. It's like 30 or 40 miles away. So I went to Glendale Community College, got my associate's degree, and then transferred all my credits from NAU to GCC, and then from GCC to ASU, because you can't go directly from state university to state university with like 11 years in between. I see Ira's joined us. Hi, Ira. Thanks for joining us. So I got all my credits transferred and started going to ASU. Well, with my husband working at ASU, I had this... Hi, Bernard. Oh, I'll show you the hat in the background a little later. I'm working up toward that. So I transferred all my credits. Chris was working at ASU, and I had this magical green slip of paper that I took to the tuition office that said, my husband works for you, and I get a tuition pass waiver. And I loved going in and standing in line for this to pay my fee, because they would type into the computer and say, oh, you owe us $2,600 for tuition this semester. And I would say, I have this magical green piece of paper. And they would say, thank you for that. Type it in. And then they would say, your tuition fee is $260. And everybody in line behind me would go, what? It was fantastic. I made them all jealous. And that's kind of my mean streak coming out right there, I think. But I really enjoyed all of their reactions. It kind of made me happy. So, got my ceramics degree. And then, oh, that's what I forgot to drag out. And then I joined a cosplay group and started doing medieval illumination and calligraphy, and got to the point where I was using oak gall ink and loose pigments that they used in the medieval period. I learned how to gold leaf to the point where I gold leafed a dress. I think that's coming up on a Throwback Thursday as well, so keep your eyes peeled for that. So I have that in my back pocket, and I also have recently done some calligraphy. And this one says Crazy for Kitties, and it has a lot of the word cat in a lot of different languages. Ah, nice. Ira says his mom used to own her own ceramic studio with over 3,000 molds. That's amazing. That's big time production. Hamali says, wow, a dress, that's amazing. Yes, it is. And I painted butterflies on it, and the gold leaf is actually the leaves on the vines. So watch for that. It should be coming on a Throwback Thursday before the end of the year, I think. If not, it's in January. So stay tuned for that. But my more modern calligraphy, back in 2019, I was doing some pieces for the shelter. So this is one of the pieces that I did not to donate, but to sell. So you can see it's got my little kitty and fish decorations at the top. Let's see. This is a batard hand, or a bastard hand. Hand means script or font in calligraphy. And this is black ink on Bristol board. I have several others. There's some I have that say once upon a time, there was a guy or a gal or a person who liked coffee and cats, and then I have a picture of a coffee pot or a teapot and little teacups around the edges and that kind of thing. So I have more of those as well for calligraphy. But I did not pull one of my throwback pieces, so maybe I'll post those coming next year. Thank you, Jill Claire. I love being multi-talented. If my muse for one kind of art kind of skitters off a little bit, I can focus on something else for a while. And my art is very cyclical. I'll do calligraphy for a while, then I'll do pour paintings for a while, then I'll make jewelry for a while. These are some of my pour painted earrings. These are the small drop earrings. And yeah, I like wearing them. I have small, medium, and large on these, and then you've seen me posting some of the small and medium size post earrings that I make because people are buying them because Christmas is coming, wahaha. So if you like drop earrings, I got those too. Moving on from the ceramics and the calligraphy, I started wire wrapping jewelry. A friend of mine, actually, the author Rick Cook is a friend of mine, and I adore him. And he taught me how to wire wrap. So I did wire wrapping jewelry for a long time, for probably, what, 6 years?
Yeah.
Something? Yeah. And these are some of my latest pieces. I learned to wire wrap in sterling silver. And I know a lot of people who wire wrap make everything super intricate, but I am not one of those people who likes super frilly, intricate jewelry, or to make super really intricate frilly jewelry. So my wire wraps show the ceramic or the stone that I use. And this is a piece of chrysocolla, wire wrapped in sterling silver. And this is from the Morenci mine here in Arizona. And I have, my husband and I go to some of the rock shows. Thank you, Hamali. I love this turquoisey blue stone that isn't actually turquoise myself. And it's got some inclusions of other stuff, shadokite, and there's some malachite in there. Thank you, Rebecca. Thank you, Jo Claire. But this came from a guy named Dennis. And he did some trade work with me, actually, from one of the small gem shows around town here. And he has people that go and mine this for him out of the copper mine, because Arizona is known for mining copper. And they were throwing this in the furnace and burning it up. So he told them to stop, got permission from the mining company to go out and mine that vein. And he has someone that cuts the stone, shapes the stone, and then several of us with different wire wrapping techniques. And then what he does is he lets us all trade with each other and trade with him. So I purchased some of the stone, and I don't purchase some of the stone, but it's really fun to work with him, and he's hilarious. And then this piece is, I think it's an agate. Well, it might be a jasper, but I wrapped this in copper, because how could I not wrap this in copper? Trying to get that in focus. So this is another really beautiful piece. I've worn this once before. When I was a docent at the Phoenix Art Museum, actually, I wore this to one of the evening events, and people were just super impressed with it. The other docents kept coming up to me going, "Where did you buy that?" And I told them I made it, and sent some of them to my website, and they bought a couple of pendants from me. So I was very happy that I wore it that night. Hamali says, She likes the copper a lot. Looks like rose gold. Yes, I too like rose gold. I prefer wearing silver with my skin tone though. I find that for me, rose gold makes me look pinker than I am. I have very pale pink skin, so the silver kind of cools me off, which is nice. Bernard says, how do you keep your copper so shiny? I put it in a bag in the dark. I have a tray set up that is in a zippable case bag that I can take to shows, and then it's inside of a plastic bag inside all of that. So it's really hard for it to tarnish when there's no air getting to it. So that's how I do it. And then you can buy these little cloths. They're polishing cloths. They work really nice on the sterling silver and on the copper as well. Okay, moving on. Well, not moving on, but shifting gears. There was a time where I was making ceramic jewelry and I wire wrapped it, and these are much larger pieces. This one is a carved piece. It's got a little daisy in it, a flower. Name on the back. And then I also found these crystalline glazes, and this is my favorite one of these pieces because it looks like a robot. A disgruntled robot. And I absolutely love it. So I do have some of these pieces left as well. And then a friend of mine who is a brilliant artist in her own right. She's actually going to law school right now. She's amazing. But she partnered with me to make 4 pieces, and we have sold one, but we still have 3 remaining. So this is our collaboration. I made the ceramic pendant and I wire wrapped it, and she did the glaze and decoration on it. Here's the first one. This is the largest one. And this one took a long time to get all of these little points in the sterling silver around the edge. But you can see why I didn't want any like really frilly stuff, because then it would have covered her up. This is the second one. As you can see on the bottom, my wire wraps are nice and tight together. Thank you for saying they're brilliant, Molly. I will pass that on to her. And then the third one is Adult Wolf with the babies. This one is so cute. Makes me happy. So those are some of the wire wrapped jewelry I've made. You've seen my pour painting earrings. I also do pendants and rings. Here's one of the pendants. There we go. And I'm putting the dot mandala designs over the pour painting on the pendants. Those are super fun to do, actually. And if you guys want a price quote on any of this jewelry, just please send me a DM and I will let you know. I don't think most of it is up on my website. Some of the pour painted dot mandala jewelry is up on my website, and I can get you a better price than what's on my website. So DM me, email me, and I will I'll give you the real deal pricing on those. Now, is this Jo Claire, do you mean this one? If you mean this one, yes, it's resin. So how I create these is I take a piece of the pour painting that comes off of the back of my big paintings, and I put it inside a bezel. Some are actually clear because I don't use a bezel. And then I pour 1 coat of resin on top, let it dry, and then I paint on the dot mandalas, and then I do another coat of resin, let it dry. And if it still isn't domed nicely like I like it, see how the light kind of catches up here? You can tell it's a domed piece of resin. If it doesn't dome the way I want it to, I'll put more resin on top. So it is labor intensive. Yes, Rue, this would look lovely for you to wear to work. It shows really well on Zoom calls. And this is, by the way, Rue, this is a new piece that I haven't put up yet. So if you want it, let me know. Yes. Okay. So moving on, back in 2015. Thank you, Jo Claire. She says that she loves the way the resin gives it depth. John says that may need to happen. Talking about the pendant for Rue, that would be great. You know where I'm at. Jennifer says she wants the goddess pendant. Which one? The big one or the medium?
The big one.
The big one. Jennifer says she wants this one. We may have to talk about that after the call today.
I think it would look fabulous on Mary.
Oh, it would.
Nice.
Ooh. Okay, so her oldest daughter is, how old is she now?
20.
She's 20, and she's, how tall is she?
6'4".
She's 6'4", and she's got the most gorgeous legs on the planet, and I am super jealous of her. And I really want to take her boot shopping for thigh-high boots, if we can find boots that are tall enough for her. But this pendant would look great on her because it is an appropriate size for her body. Yes. Yes. Oh, wow. Yeah, I love that. Back to 2015. 2015, I was having some tooth pain and went to my dentist, and he said, well, you don't have any cavities. There's nothing wrong. Maybe you have some TMJ. It is now known as TMD, but that's a whole nother thing. TMJ means transmandibular joint. TMD is transmandibular degeneration, I believe. And it's super painful. So I went to a TMJ doc. I'll call it TMJ because that's what everybody knows. So I went to my TMJ doc. And not only do I have severe TMJ in both joints in my jaw, but I also had bone-on-bone arthritis on the right side. With his help, I have remodeling on the arthritis on the right side, so it doesn't hurt all the time anymore, which is great. I get flare-ups like when there's storms, or I've talked too much, or chewed something that was too chewy, and there was a lot of chewing. It's weird. It flares up. It's a pain. But he had put me on some medication, and he had to change my meds for that because they really made me almost not be able to function well. Like, I had to schedule them so that I could drive places and then come home and take the meds because I was really not safe to drive. So I was going over to a friend's house in the evenings, and she was having some issues at the time as well. But I would draw up these little paintings because, they're small. They're anywhere from like 2x3 on up to, I have a ruler here. Framed, it's 8x10, so it's a little smaller than that. But I would drop these little jewel paintings and then bring them home and paint them when I was home because I don't want to drive with sloshy wet paint. But these are gold ink and paint together. I have a proprietary blend that I mix that I like to use. Background is watercolor, and then the jewel is gouache painting. Gouache is spelled Gouache, and it is essentially watercolor that is opaque and not transparent. They all come matted. So yeah, and I put a little shadow. Thanks, Rebecca. She says she loves how they look 3D. I painted a little shadow with watercolor behind the design and then painted the bold colors on top. Thank you, Joe Claire. I think they're pretty stunning too. I have actually pulled out a couple pieces and put them on a small wall over by my bathroom, above another little painting that I had done. John says it's a cool effect. Thank you so much. So this is one that is 5x7 matted. So it's a wee little thing. And this one is the 8x10. And I did this on black watercolor paper. Hi, Julie. Welcome. It's good to see you here. So this, I did not paint the background behind the jewels, but I did do a throwback to my calligraphy and illumination days and did white work across the top and the bottom. And I have some other pieces that are on specialty papers or handmade papers. But the majority of them are on watercolor papers. And I cut each and every single mat on these, and I matted them, and I learned exactly how much I hate to cut mats. I hate it a lot. All right, then in 2017, I got into 2017. That says 2017. I got into making mandalas, creating mandalas, drawing them out by hand. And this is the one that I posted behind the banner. So if you click on the banner on the top of this group, you'll see a download. And this is the a download to the image that you can download, print out, and then color. Joe Claire, I did not actually make the papers. I bought them. Somebody else handmade the papers. And I said, ooh, I need them. So I bought them. So this is Feather Fan, and this is my rendition of it. So this is my color scheme for it. When you print yours out, it is a coloring book page, and you get to color it in whatever colors you want. I know that Rue has colored hers in, and she uploaded it to this group a while ago, and I sent her a special thank you message. So if you print yours out, color it in, I will send you a special thank you message. There may be something extra in there. There may not be. We'll see when you post it to the group. And while I was coloring mandalas, Ruth says she needed the stress relief, and coloring really works for that. Yes, it does. For me, I like to draw the designs and then color them because art geek. While I was making mandalas, I thought, oh gosh, you know, I want to do some insect drawings and color them with Prismacolors, because I think they would look really cool. And then I thought, what if I do an insect within a mandala? So I eventually came up with this kind of thing, and this is one of my favorites. I did a series of 6 of these, and this is the Ladybug. So it is a ladybug. I drew everything by hand, inked in the lines, colored it in with Prismacolors, and you can see on the outside I put little aphids because I didn't want my ladybug to go hungry. So I have 6 of these. I have an orchid bee that is actually framed and on my wall right now because it is super gorgeous. I have a Mexican red-kneed tarantula. I've got my ladybug. I've got an ant that I did in kind of a stylized way and in red and purple, so it's really different colors. Thanks, Bernard. Thanks, Molly. And then I did 2 others. A rhinoceros beetle. That was the first one, and he's in kind of blues and purples and is really super awesome. And then there's one more that I'm forgetting, but that is okay.
Mantis?
I didn't do a mantis.
Okay.
I'll remember it eventually. John says he might need that tarantula. Okay. I will talk to you about that and the pendant after this call. I can talk to you about them tomorrow on our call. Okay, so that's kind of taken me up. Bruce says it stays in John's office. I love you guys. You're hilarious. That kind of has taken me up to, well, past doing some steampunk things. I've said earlier that Chris and I have done some steampunk. Jennifer has gone and done steampunk with us as well. She's still here. She's gone to some steampunk events with us. And I talked a little bit this week. My Throwback Thursday was about the movie set that both of us worked on. She was actually craft services and did a great job. And I was a small part of the costuming department for a very specific scene. If you want to see that Throwback Thursday for that little indie film, please feel free to scroll back through. But I made vented hats, and this one was actually just purchased off of that post. As you can see, I had to do a leather repair on this side, and then I did brass trim. But I hand cut all of the leather gaskets. I make all my own designs. I hand pound in each and every little rivet. And the reason I make vented hats is because I live in Arizona. And Victorian clothing and steampunk clothing in the desert southwest of the US, when it's like 110 degrees outside, is really warm. So I wanted a way to get the heat to come up off of the head and out of the hat. Thank you, Rue. She says that's kind of brilliant. Chris and I actually came up with this idea. He wanted to put a fan on the top of the hat, like a computer fan, but we found out that they were just too heavy and they shook really horribly. So I decided, you know what? If you put holes on the sides, and it'll just blow the hot air up and the cool air in, and that should take care of most of the heat. And it really does. It's actually kind of amazing. When you walk inside into the air conditioning from being outside with a vented hat on, you know those mint, and it's not your car. There's a car alarm going on outside. It's across the street. Those mint soft chocolate covered discs that you eat that have commercials that say they make you feel frosty. It kind of has that feeling on the top of your head. So the air comes in, the heat goes out, and you're just like, oh yeah, that is super nice. One of the other things I did with these vented hats was I got a bunch of them and I painted them because, I am a painter. So this is the Monarch Butterfly hat. Again, hand-cut gaskets. And I used Monarch Butterfly as my muse for this hat. And this is on a silk impregnated with plastic hat. So you definitely need vents on a hat like this. I have several of these in several different styles. And these are $300 each because of all the work that goes into the hat and all of the work that goes into the painting. But if you are into steampunk and you need a specific colored hat for a specific outfit, I got you covered. Thank you, Hamali, and thank you, Jo Claire. Yeah, this is one of my faves. I kind of outdid myself on this one. And then I thought, well, gosh, I really like the look of these small hats that the ladies wear, the fascinator hats. And they were called fascinators even back in the day. Hi, Linda. Thanks for joining us. And so I I found a video on Pinterest on how to make them, but they weren't what I wanted. So I decided to make my own patterns. You hear the ticking on the floor. That's Studio Dog has come to join us. So I've taught a little class down at Wild West. It's Wild West Steampunk Convention in Tucson a few years ago on how to make your own little hats. I love this elephant fabric. It's so cute. But these are made out of materials I have lying around the house. So there's Bristol board for the base and the top of the base. And this part, the crown of it, is actually made out of, I think this one is, you know those little plastic drink cups you get at the store? They're clear. They're kind of for fancier things. They're not the champagne flute ones, but they're just little drink cups. Or, you know, if you go to ice cream and you get like a concrete or a blizzard or something, I use the cups for the base of the hats, and then I cut my patterns off of those, and I cut my patterns for all of the fabric. And then we've got lace around the bottom, got ribbons, I've got a little butterfly and a propeller that actually spins. And then the feathers. Oh, thank you. Rebecca says these are adorable. They really are. The feathers, I got these little tiny ones right here. That little brown one is the only one on here that I bought from Michael's. Everything else came from like the Arizona ostrich farm. Yes, there is an ostrich farm down by Tucson, and it's fun to go to, and you can buy lots of ostrich feathers in different sizes. And then these were sent by a friend in Oregon whose husband is an avid hunter, and he saves the feathers, and she sent me a gigantic box of feathers. So I have a bunch of these as well. Thank you, Hamali. I love using the cups too because it keeps them out of the landfill. And I mean, come on. Totally adorable. Oh, and I use these alligator clips on the bottom, so they kind of screw into your hair and they hold better than the barrettes. So I have a few of these left as well. This one is one of my faves. I'm showing you all my faves today, by the way. All right. All right. Oh. I have a bunch of little earrings over on the table behind me, right there, on top of Post-it notes, because people have been buying them like crazy this week, which thank you if you have done that. And I wanted to show you the little postcard piece that Terry Martin, our winner of the giveaway, picked out this morning with me on direct message. This is hers, so this is no longer available. Haha, snooze, you lose. If you do want a small painting like this, please DM me. If you've seen one that I've posted that you just cannot live without, DM me and we will get that to you as well. You will have to purchase it because you did not win the giveaway. And then I sold this one this morning. Oh, let me take it out of the plastic so I can show you. This one is called Yellow Flowers, and it was one of the ones that I posted last week, beginning of last week. Hi, Melissa. Thanks for joining us. But this one, a little 4x6, and it is going south of here. And that was just purchased this morning. So thank you to the person who purchased it. I know the person who purchased it, and I know this will fit perfectly in their home. And I worked with them to find a piece that would work with pieces that they've already collected from me, so that it would go with everything else, and it would go with kind of their personality, and it would go with the colors they have painted on their walls. And since they have collected from me in the past, thank you so much, I know kind of what their style is, so it was pretty easy for me to pick this one out. But if you would like me to work with you to find something that will match the colors in your home, or the colors of your couch, or the colors of the other art on your walls and your personality, please DM me. We'll get on a call, a little consultation call, and we'll talk about it for a few minutes and see what we can find for you. All right. I'm going to ask Jennifer, how long have I been on?
41 minutes.
41 minutes. Fantastic. I do also want to show you a few pieces that are going to be posting this afternoon. They're right behind my lovely and talented assistant. So this one is called Tsunami. It is 16 by 20. It'll be posted this afternoon. And I actually have a Patreon page, and one of the perks of being a patron of mine on Patreon is you get to help title some of my paintings. And my patron Diana, she picked the title for that, and that is Tsunami. This one, oh, my husband's watching. Hi, Chris. Thanks for watching. This one is Demoiselle. Oh, what size is this? This is 12 by 24. I'm going to turn it sideways for you. And this one's new. I haven't posted this one too much, but it is brand new. And the colors, oh, I love this part. I love this. What's happening right here at the top. Oh, I just think that's gorgeous. Oh, thank you, Hamali. I love the colors in this too. And then down at the bottom, we've got these greens with the browns on the pink background. Oh, yeah. Makes my little artist heart super happy. And then this one I've posted before, and you've seen it a few times. This one is called Essence. And it is 24 by 24 inches, so it's a larger piece. Thank you so much. Oh, actually, this part up here makes me think of a dream that I had once. I was kind of floating through early morning or sunset peachy clouds in the sky. Oh, it was so cool. So when I created that piece, I was like, oh, yes, I love it. So the next two I actually have wrapped in acetate, so there may be some shine on them, but this one is called Boulder Opal, and it is one of my absolute favorites. Oops, is it upside down? Hold on. Nope, it's right. It's one of my absolute favorites. With pour painting, a lot of times the paint has a mind of its own, and I love this face right here, there, because this paint chose to become this gorgeous prince, and I think that it's a handsome painting. And then last but not least, I'm going to show you the largest painting I have available. I have another one that's the same size. This is 24 by 36. This one is called Copper Matrix, and when I poured it, the colors on the background were actually brighter, especially the greens, but when they dried, they kind of sank back into the black, and it looks a little smoky and mysterious, and I absolutely adore that. So I'm tipping it up so you can see it a little better. Yeah. Here's some of the smoky and mysterious up here. And then the partial mandala down at the bottom. That's my most expensive painting currently. I do have some bigger pieces in the works, but just so we get the sticker shock out of the way on that one is $1,504 and includes shipping. You all right over there?
Yep.
Okay. My floor is engineered hardwood floor, and it's a little slippery, so some of the paintings are falling over. May I ask you to stack them so that the acetate paintings are in between the ones without, please? Yeah. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. Okay. So those are the paintings. Those are the 5 paintings that are going to show up later today. So there's better pictures so you can open them up on your browser and get a better sense of what those look like. Tomorrow I'm going to have some smaller paintings, and I actually created them at the same time I was creating the painted rocks that were that got me kind of inspired to do this sort of stuff on canvas. So these are very different designs. There's still some of the spirals, but there's some other stuff that I haven't shown you yet that's coming out tomorrow. For those of you who are commenting and giving me hearts and thumbs up and fire emojis and all that kind of good stuff, thank you so much. Yesterday, I did figure out what happened yesterday to the live, and that is Facebook was not used to having so much comments and hearts and likes on my posts yet, that they kind of put a moratorium on them because they thought I was being hacked. So I'm glad that they have that protocol in place just in case. But I also thank all of you who were here last night for your patience while we dealt with that. And thank you. Yes, thank you very much. So we're almost done for today. I would like to remind you that tomorrow I am right back here at noon, and tomorrow we're going to have a studio tour. So I have to clean up. Well, maybe I won't clean up for you because this is my creative space, and I create a little bit better when I have things everywhere, my creative clutter. So maybe I'll show you behind the curtain, like full on behind the curtain. And we have Zen's Day Wednesday every Wednesday evening at 7 p.m. Arizona time. You bring your favorite beverage and maybe a question or two, maybe a comment about some of the art that we've been making together. We're doing collaborations together. And I ask your opinion on some things. So always have an opinion when you talk to me. You don't always have to say it, but you do have to have one. And so join me for Zen's Day Wednesday. I paint, you sit back and relax, watch the paint flow, because I know Wednesdays are hard. So I want to give you a place to show up and just be still for a few minutes and watch an artist work. Because I love to watch artists work, so I figure everybody else does too. Last reminder, the next event like this one, it's going to be 3 days of lives all together, is going to be in February, the 11th, 12th, and 13th. So please join me then. If you would like to get your sweetheart a gift early for Valentine's Day, now is a great time. If you want to get them a gift from me for Christmas as well, or any other winter holiday, Thanksgiving or Kwanzaa, or the one with the lights, Hanukkah. You're no help at all. She just wanted to see me do this.
It's the deer in the headlights that I've got going on.
Oh, right. Yes, exactly. So if you want a gift from now until Valentine's Day, please send me a direct message. Please talk to me, and we will find something that is perfect for your loved ones or perfect for you, because honestly, holiday shopping is hard. And if you want a piece that says, no, I didn't get what I wanted for Christmas, so I'm going to get myself something that I absolutely love, and you choose one of my pieces, we will find something that you do absolutely love that fits with you and your space. All right. I think, my dear friends, that is all for today. I appreciate you so much for joining me today and going down this memory lane with me. And I will hopefully see a bunch of you tomorrow, noon Arizona time, which I think is Mountain Standard Time right now. So I will see you then with much, much more. Have a great day. Bye, everybody.